Warm up this winter at Macca's with a hot apple or custard pie for just $1.50. The perfect side to our $4 chicken and cheeseburger or our $2 small fries. Available from 10:30am to midnight for a limited time. Excludes McDelivery.
I'm Gerard Waitley. Here's a snapshot of Thursday, July 15. Western Bulldogs Chief Executive Amit Bains on the rapid departure out of Melbourne.
I think the text with confirmation of the flight time was sent after 10 p.m. last night, and everyone was required to be here about 20 minutes ago. So, yeah, pretty quick turnaround, but, you know, we know the environment that we're living in and what's required.
Have you done the head count? Have they all made it?
Everyone's made it, which is great. We've seen the Sydney Swans team as well. They're heading out too, as well as the Giants. We're all here at the airport.
How many? So this was as you say, planned travel for tomorrow. So how many players do you take?
Yeah, so I think that the difficulty for us is that it was going to be an entire club trip, because our VFL team were originally fixtured to play the Suns in the earlier afternoon game, and unfortunately that game now won't proceed. So the team, the VFL team, will be looking at alternative arrangements, hopeful of finding another opponent, but it may be that we just have to run some more intensive training for that group, and we'll take across, I think it's about 24, 25 players in the end, so the 23 and a couple of emergencies.
Jack Revolt ahead of game 300.
The game is the game, and crowds there or not, I'd probably lean to there probably won't be, but it's still, the whole week has been so amazing in terms of the stories I've spoke to you about, but I've been able to say thank you to people that have helped me reflect. I mean, I would love to have the Richmond faithful there on the weekend, because they have been a massive part of me in my life over the last 15 years and 300 games, and to say thank you to them. But I mean, if I get that chance, I'll be forever grateful. But if not, I'll just be enjoying it for what it is, and that's an important game of football for me, but a really important game of football for the club. Daisy
Pearce gave the footy fans' view of Jack's career arc.
I've gone full circle. I mean, 6-7 years ago, I was just pure fan, just a Carlton fan that would sit on the couch and watch the footy and shout at it, and it was no closer than that. And I must say, I used to barrack for him to go badly. Like, I'd love it when he missed and he'd get all emotional, and I'd take great pleasure in seeing him have his challenging moments. But now, it's probably as he's changed, but I just have so much respect and admiration for the way that he is a giver to the game. Like, now that I work in it and play in the industry, the way his passion has rung true all the way through, and he's such a great character of the game. And despite maturing and becoming, you know, such a respected team man like he is, his passion has always been there. And I love the way that he gives to the game. There's plenty of players that, and they're within their rights to, will go through, have a great career, have a great highlights reel and plenty of achievements, and don't give the way that he does, with the way that he gives us his character and the way he speaks in the media, his storytelling. I can imagine he's so loved by Richmond fans for that very reason, and he's just a star of the game. Amazing to watch. I love, one of my favourite things is just how quick thinking he is. I mean, you see it in the mark he took this year, his ability to quickly assess a situation and think on his feet, but also some of the skillful goals you see. I mean, the highlights packages that are coming through this week, I'd forgotten that goal where he chipped it up to himself off the ground and then was able to snap it. Just incredible to watch, and incredible to watch perform, whether it's on the ground or off the field in the media.
Malcolm Blight told us what he would do if he was Alistair Clarkson.
I believe Alistair, whatever he says, I mean, he's earned the right to say what he likes, and he's earned the right to coach it out the way he sees fit. So if at some stage that changes, well, so be it. Sam Mitchell's there ready to take over. But I believe Alistair, he will want to do it. He'll want to finish the job, and then maybe he'll have a rest, maybe he may do something else. But I would suggest, right now, if I was a betting man on footy, which I'm not, I would suggest he will coach Hawthorn next year.
Would you do it? If you were in this scenario, would you do it?
The answer to that is I've did it. I actually announced yesterday in the year 1999 that I was going to finish at the Adelaide Football Club at the end of the season.
Yep.
So I actually coached the season out. Now, was that a good thing or a bad thing? That's what the club and I agreed to at the time. So, I mean, I could have walked away then and that would have been okay, but I just wanted to finish that year because I committed to that year. So, in answer to your question, yes, I've done it before. Not quite like this, but certainly of the same ilk.
Andy Lee introduced us to the world of crypto horse racing.
Hamish told me about it first. He said, we've been trying to catch up with the digital space, the digital currencies, all that stuff. Haim actually bought Bitcoin when they were about $700. Yes. And we got 2 Bitcoin. We lost the password. Yep. So we've got two Bitcoin trapped somewhere, and we were looking for our next venture into the digital space. And I don't profess to know much about the metaverse and all this stuff, but digital horse racing came up. And it was invented by a very smart man who was in Hong Kong racing. And he has developed digital horses. They've all got their own digital DNA. You can buy them, you can breed them, and you race them. And so Hamish and I have Thunder Castle as our first digital horse who raced just recently his first race. And you called the race for us, Jared, and it went out in the podcast this morning and people were very impressed with your call.
So let's leave that to the end. There are layers to this. So the first is the trainer.
Yep.
So Christian is your trainer.
Yep.
And when you first interviewed him, he said he's left his job to become a full-time digital horse racer. And not only that, his wife has as well.
Yes.
So what the hell is going on in this community?
Well, similar to Bitcoin, the currencies, the horses are creating their own currency. Christian, or Doofy is his nickname, he has a horse that someone's already offered him $500,000 for. So people are racing and running these horses, and you can breed them as well. So he's now a full-time breeder, but full-time trainer. And you don't train it in the sense where you have to have a jockey on top and running laps and doing all these things. Essentially, every horse comes out, and like back in the day for Bitcoin, people used to mine for Bitcoin.
Yep.
Similarly, you have to work out what length of track is best for your horse, what conditions is best for your horse, and also once you work out that, it'll start running better, and then what kind of horses you want to breed it with to get the best horse.
Like I could lose hours of my life here. I probably will at some stage. And Jesse in Tasmania is an early adopter.
It's complicated to get on board. I must say that you needed a little bit of acumen with technology. It took me the best part of a week to work out how to get the funds in there and how to make a purchase and all that. It's definitely not straightforward, but I spent probably a couple of $100 on my horse, and first race he went off at 1,600 metres and ran dead last. So I was a little bit disappointed.
Yes, that's sobering.
Second race, I put him up to 2,200 metres and he won by about 5 or 6 lengths.
Oh!
So I was pretty happy.
Name?
Chrono Loco.
Nice. Chrono Loco. Yes. You can do a lot with that. So what?
Yes, and he's running this afternoon again at about 2:30. So
right.
Fingers crossed.
How much time do you anticipate this is going to take out of your life in the next little bit?
Oh, now that it's set up, not much. You can basically just jump on at any time and book a race. And then, generally a 7 or 8 hour wait before your race happens because there's a lot of them. And then check back to it. So, I mean, if you want to get more complicated like that guy who's spending his whole life doing it, you could. But You can also be quite simple. I don't think I'll spend a huge amount of time. I'm about to move house and stuff. So, but you could spend, a couple of hours a day if you wanted to,
Are you enjoying it?
I am, yes. There's definitely a cap on what I'm allowed to spend.
Yes.
Which is
sensible.
By the better half, so that'll probably keep it in check.
Excellent. Jesse, shoot me texts as you go along. I'm going to be deeply fascinated with this. Okay, Chrono Loco, there's one to follow. Good on you. Good luck.
If I get a couple of wins, then I'll hopefully be able to have something decent to breed with, and I'll let you know.
Do you think it's possible to make money from this, Jesse?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's guys on there that just breed, and I reckon that's probably the way that they're making a lot of money. Probably the people that got on early, same as any cryptocurrency, the people who got on early are probably laughing all the way to the bank, and the people coming later, not so much.
All right. Good man. Thank you. I don't understand.
There there is some new horses coming. There's what they have a drop every now and then of like Genesis horses.
Right.
So if you log in and you get yourself sorted and get some funds in there, sometime over the next month there'll be a drop of the original horses come out, and so if you're ready then you might get yourself something that could be worth a lot of money.
And that's just a snapshot. The full program and all interviews are available through the Waitley podcast. Subscribe at sen.com.au.